Good afternoon, and welcome to March 2nd, 2014 Daily Tarot Card Read. Um, Yesterday was a pretty interesting read where we saw that we had some choices to make, but also to realize that it was more of a personal commitment and change. More on a kind of a physical, I guess you could say, change is what yesterday was. So today, I'm looking forward to seeing what today brings us on this cold, rainy day. And I know you are as well, so why don't we begin and see what today brings us. Okay? The first card up is the Gilly. The Gilly is in shadow aspect. And what he brings to the table is that resentment at the long drag of time and the seeming inability to be recognized rankles. So be careful that you don't sour awaiting opportunities or bite the hands of those who offer help or companionship. If you keep a clear image of who you really are, others will notice you in time. That is very, very interesting for a card. The second card up is the Initiator. We've had her several times throughout this month, and it's both in light and shadow aspect this year so far when it comes to her. And what she brings to the table in light aspect is that whatever threshold that we are hovering near must be crossed soon. By putting off the inevitable, you increase your pain. The worry that eats at you is made worse by hesitation and provocation of avoidance. Embrace the change so that you can live in freedom once again. Very clear message so far on this is a very, very clear message of what is going on today. The third card is the Seer. The Seer is more like an oracle. She can see the past, present, and future, but she doesn't, unlike the Fates, she doesn't really have the influence to actually change them. That is up to the individual. All she can do is show us what we need to know. And in light aspect, what she is telling us is that we need to stand out of the way of our rational understanding. Kind of sense, see, and feel the truth for yourself. What images arise and what feedback do you sense? How does the question make you feel? How is reality arising and being shaped by your hopes, fears, and expectations? Very logical questions going along with this card. And she's showing us a path that is more logical. And that's what I get a sense out of this reading, is it is more logical than emotional. It's not about emotion. It's not about physical or spiritual. I get the sense that this is more logical in nature. So kind of step back and think about what is going on in your lives. What is it you really want in life? What does it really want? What do you want in your life? Do you want the positive, the negative? And what is preventing you of reaching that goal? The fourth card in this, which is the root of the situation, is the Lady of Lore. The Lady of Lore is a more in-depth reading. It's more of the core of the situation. So the first thing we want to look at is the general attitude, our general attitude in this situation. And we want to ask, what is coming to an end and what new opportunities await? Then we want to look at our work and creativity side of our lives and ask, where can you let things lie fallow? And what potential lies in the seeds of what is passing away? And then we want to look at the health and well-being. This reading is all about the mental aspect of today. So we want to look at it and say, what healing songs nourish and cleanse you? And what do your dreams tell you? Then we look at our personal relationships with friends, co-workers, our loved ones, family. It doesn't matter if it's your parents, your children, or even your spouse, your significant other. And look at it and ask, who stands beside you unchanging and true? And what roles are being played out here? Very interesting read where we see how things are being played out here. So, with that said, the biggest thing that I see today is that we don't want to have that resentment. We don't want that inability to set in where it's seeming that we're not being recognized, that we're not being, taken to our fullest extent, I guess you could say, where it's more of to the point where we're beginning to sour the situation. And that's what this is. It is about that aspect when it comes to the Gilly. And when we look at the initiator, it's all about the threshold. Do we want to sit there and continue to sour the situation? Do we want to continue to allow that consuming inevitability of a cesspool of negativity, influencing our lives, where we're eventually going to separate from our friends and family and just walk away and sink into darkness? Unless you're born of darkness, then, well, you'd be right at home, but, a little dark humor there. But my point is this. What I see in this reading is that we need to get away from that cesspool. We need to get away from that negativity. And we need to look at the more inevitable aspects of what we're putting off, and which will increase our pain. We need to look at what worries us and think about it. We need to figure out, okay, how do we deal with it? How do we get rid of it? And that's a major part for today's reading. And then we need to ask ourselves the questions of what images arise and what feedback do we sense? Kind of put things out there. Talk to your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents, your friends, your coworkers. And just say, get some feedback. See the image that arises. How do they see you? How do they relate to you? Are you like a role model? Are you, what I'm saying? What imagery do you set forth for people in your life? And then, then look at how reality is being set around you, around this image of you. Are you living up to that reputation? Are you living up to that responsibility? Whatever worries in the world that you have is not worth losing your loved ones, your friends. Family is very important. So look at all these things and that's what today is about. That's what I see in this reading, and I hope it's been enlightening. I hope it's been um, intriguing. I'll make myself available throughout the day. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to ask. Write them down. And I'll be back tomorrow with another daily tarot card read. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. But remember that the past has made you who you are today. It is defined who you've become. But the choices and decisions you make today, this very moment, creates a very positive or negative future for you. So make the wise ones. Today's a logical read. So think logically. And I'll be back tomorrow with another daily tarot card read. Hail Satan. If you serve the Lord and Lady, blessed be and peace unto you. Same thing with Christians, Buddhists, and Islamic, Islam. You get the picture. But anyways, see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day and peace unto you.